On today's episode, we're answering the question, no, we're not, because I'm on the wrong damn outline.
Good point. With social media, the consistency is the key on that. And you want to have that conversation, because if you create a void, meaning you get quiet, you get inconsistent with your email marketing because you've attracted the lead, they've entered the email, or they've entered their information into the lead magnet, they're now in your email list. But if you go quiet after that, then you've created a void and somebody else is going to fill it. And so you want to make sure that you're creating that consistent content where they're looking to you for the answers for the things, and also providing a little bit of entertainment. Let's be honest, we are in a TikTok and IG reel world, and that involves entertainment. So not saying that you have to get up and do silly dances and, do weird things and fall over and make people laugh, but providing something with entertainment is key. And one of those things is, looking where your ideal client is spending the most of their time and engaging in that space. So one of the rules of thumb is that if you're going to do any post on social media, such as Instagram, the recommendation seems to be that you should interact with people who are in your niche about 15 minutes before, post your thing, and then interact about 15 minutes after. And apparently that helps the algorithms on Instagram understand that this is something I'm learning as I'm doing this, posting, it tells the algorithm what you've done, and it helps show your stuff to more people. Ta-da. So yeah, Allison's like, cool. Today I learned.
Today I totally learned. Well, and so this entertainment thing, and somebody that I've worked with calls it edutainment, right? So you're teaching and keeping them engaged. So yeah, you don't have to do all the dancey stuff. You don't have to be the dancing bear. But if you sit there and talk monotone and you're just whatever, then people aren't going to be engaged. There are too many other things that can grab their attention.
Yeah. And we do way too much of the flicky scroll stuff for people to be able to watch that. I am totally that person. I would love to not have to be entertaining in that particular way. I'm a behind the scenes kind of gal, but I know the needs of the business mean that I have to be out front. So I get out front, and, I don't make a fool out of myself because that's just not my persona, but I definitely try and be entertaining as much as I possibly can, sometimes even a little bit funny. So 3 ways.
Personality. Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry.
absolutely.
I thought you were queuing me up. I was like, add personality in there. I did a Facebook Live to promote a summit. I'm going to talk about this because I was really proud of this. I was vegging in my backyard, just kind of taking a break from it all. And I'm in Maryland, and at the time of this recording, the cicada brood X has hatched. There are millions of these cicadas, which, by the way, are related to the cricket, not the grasshopper. Locusts are related to the grasshopper, so totally different bug. And I was like, you know what? Let me do a Facebook Live about these bugs, and I'll talk about my summit at the same time. Why not? It was something different. It was personal to my life. There was a little bit of, hey, if you want to learn about these bugs, clearly I know about them. And it was something that they got a little bit of education out of it. I taught a little bit about conversion, but then I also taught a little bit about bugs, and they saw my backyard a little. So it doesn't have to be this huge, big thing, production value. It can be you doing something and just interacting on a real level.
As long as it's real content that people actually enjoy, then it's fine. It doesn't have to be 3 hours to create a 30-second reel on Instagram. I don't have the time to do it. I just don't. So I will do what I can to be engaging and entertaining and have fun and educate, as Allison said, and throw some of my personality in. But I'm not going to overdo it, and I'm not going to make a huge production out of it, because I just can't go there. I just don't, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't have the time, and I don't have the staff to facilitate making that kind of crap happen right now.
I also want to just encourage everyone, when you're making your engaging, educational, entertaining content, the triple E threat, I don't know, I just came up with that. You also want to be calling them to action. Hey, so with my cicada video, okay, I talked about conversion, I talked about cicadas, and then I talked about the event that I was promoting. That was the call to action. That was the whole reason for the video. You don't have to do that every post. You shouldn't do that every post, but don't forget to do it. The last thing you want to do is train your audience that you're going to give without ever asking.
Fully agree with that. You can train people to be fully into the freebie stuff. And when you go make an ask, they're like, oh, how dare you make an ask of me? Oh my gosh, you've been working on the free, and that's it. So 3 things, 3 different steps, pretty easy stuff here that I think is going to be relevant to you. So again, step 1 is pepper in those case studies and those stories into your lead magnet where it's relevant. Again, that helps really show that social proof. Number 2 is add those CTAs, those calls to action, relevant and where it makes sense. And number 3 is create and use your follow-up sequences to really engage those new leads and get them to the sales call or get them to the thing, right? So that can be an email, that can be in social. Make sure that you're creating that engagement so they continue to look at you as the person that they want to get the information from. Have a couple takeaways from today. Number 1, we're going to look at not training our audiences to expect free without the occasional ask. So make sure you're prioritizing your calls to action within your content where it makes relevant sense, and you're doing it on a regular basis. Change up, by the way, change that call to action up, because if the end of every single email in the PS is book a call, book a call, book a call in your PS, people are going to get a little tone deaf. So make sure you change your calls to action and where you put them so it makes sense. Not all calls to action involve an exchange of money. Some calls to action are simply just read my blog, check out the video. Although in a freebie, one of your calls to action should definitely be something that leads to something that can convert into some sort of a monetary action in exchange for, money. That always does help. My nostrils were flaring.
I know.
Stop. Okay.